Alright, let's dive into something that's been making waves in Louisville lately. 7 local restaurants earning a C grade from health inspectors. Now, before you start panicking and swearing off dining out, let me break this down for you. Personally, I think this story is less about shaming these businesses and more about understanding what's really going on behind the scenes. What makes this really interesting is that some of these places scored surprisingly high, like Olive Garden with a 96, but still got hit with critical violations. It raises a deeper question. How can a restaurant score so well and still fail so badly in key areas? First, let's talk about the violations. Improper food temperatures, unwashed hands, and contaminated surfaces were the big offenders. From my perspective, these aren't just minor slip-ups. They're red flags for potential foodborne illnesses. Take Aspen Creek, for example. Raw chicken stored at 50 degrees Fahrenheit? That's a recipe for disaster. What many people don't realize is that these temperature issues aren't just about keeping food cold. They're about preventing bacteria growth. If you take a step back and think about it, a single mistake like this could affect dozens of customers. Now, let's talk about Grater's ice cream. Spoiled half and half? That's not just gross. It's a sign of deeper issues. In my opinion, this isn't just about a bad batch of dairy. It's about a lack of attention to detail. What this really suggests is that even well-known brands can drop the ball on basics. And that's concerning because, let's be honest, we trust these places to keep us safe. One thing that immediately stands out is the presence of roaches at Jade Garden. Roaches in the ice machine? That's not just a violation. It's a full-blown nightmare. What makes this worse is that it's paired with other issues, like improper food storage and employees eating during prep. From my perspective, this isn't just a bad day. It's a systemic problem. If you're not keeping pests out and following basic hygiene rules, what else is slipping through the cracks? Here's where it gets even more fascinating. Some of these restaurants corrected their issues on the spot. Star's Coffee Shop, for instance, had no sanitizer on site but fixed it immediately. Personally, I think this highlights a bigger trend in the industry: the pressure to keep operating even when things aren't perfect. What many people don't realize is that these inspections aren't just about catching mistakes. They're about ensuring accountability. But let's not forget the flip side. Places like Dairy Queen and Chick-fil-A scored a perfect 100. What makes this really interesting is that it's not just about having the resources. It's about the culture. In my opinion, these businesses have ingrained safety into their DNA. If you take a step back and think about it, that's the real difference between a C and an A grade. So what's the takeaway here? Personally, I think it's not about avoiding these restaurants forever. It's about understanding that even the best places can have bad days. But it's also a reminder to stay vigilant. What this really suggests is that we, as consumers, need to pay attention to these reports. A detail I find fascinating is that follow-up inspections happen within 7 to 10 days. That's a quick turnaround, and it shows that the system is designed to correct issues fast. In the end, this story isn't just about roaches or spoiled dairy. It's about trust. From my perspective, these inspections are a necessary check on an industry we all rely on. What many people don't realize is that transparency like this is actually a good thing. It keeps businesses accountable and gives us the power to make informed choices. So, the next time you dine out, maybe take a minute to look up the inspection scores. It might just save you from a bad meal, or worse.